Alright, so here's a double repeating pattern for the SPY. A smaller time frame, we had deep seek dive, so we had all-time highs beforehand, and we had our initial drop, peak, lower low, lower high, lower low. These are pretty significant highs and lows on a small time frame. And then we had a huge gap up several days. Then we had a new high, set a low, set a lower high, set a lower low, lower high. So this is a repeating pattern. So it might be on a smaller scale, but we can trace this and see that it's probably a similar time frame. So looks like it could be. Definitely similar. You know, it's classic pullback, so will it happen a third time? So I found another correlation on a larger time frame starting in July. Make all-time highs here. Okay, so started looking for correlations recently with these all-time highs. So make all-time highs here. Set a low. Set a low. Tested a high. Tested the high. Made a low. So if this repeating pattern is correct and we confirm this one, so we can measure this out. Let's measure this move, which I already have here. So we measure this move from making the high to the low before it booms. Let's do that over here. Alright, so let's see what day that is. Alright, that's Wednesday. Sets us right in at about 287. Another significant thing in here is we filled this gap recently and this gap recently, but we have not filled this gap. I'm not saying that this is going to be filled next week. I'm just saying that maybe it's another indicator that it needs to be filled, that it will hit this level. And what's next? Well, let's see what the move was previously. So over here on the long time frame that we are suggesting a similar trend, we can measure this move. So seems like we might be sitting at the 620 mark. Okay. Let's check another move. This was a move on the other correlation. Relatively similar, sitting around 618 a few days prior. Okay, so let's measure out this full trend here. All right. So let's see, let's start with this one. All right, now we measure this one, this big trend. All right, let's get this out of here. All right, we measure out the big trend. So we're predicting this move, confirming the last move in this trend, last move, confirming it here. This would confirm this trend. So I'm not going to play on confirming the low. I don't know what news would be coming out that could confirm this low, if we could see a bad report or whatever. If this low confirms, I'll be buying calls with the intent of it hitting 687. So let's overlay this. Let's copy this one. See how well it's correlating, because we know it's correlating with this one. on the shorter time frame. Smaller consolidation, same structure. Let's clone this. Bring it over here. Let's see how it's doing. So excuse me, I would say that this is correlating pretty well. Um, and it is confirming a pullback to roughly 588. So several things lining up to about a 588 to 585 pullback. If it fills the whole gap, maybe 585. If not, then 590 to 587. And then, we can measure the next move here, and it shows us that we're going to be at 620 February 18th. So, and then we can kind of predict the rest of the movements if we get confirmation on any of this, and if we get confirmation, the market confirms my prediction on the low here, I'll be buying into the upswing. We'll be looking for a position um, you know, based on this. So I have tweaked this just a little bit here to match up with the chart, and keeping the rest of our the pullbacks and new highs intact so that I can follow it as it goes. Um, Anyways, that's it.